Evening. I'm Whitney Mckoy, and this is the African Diaspora News Channel. Now, tonight we turn our attention to our critical issue that's unfolding across the world, not just in the Caribbean. So, a steady and concerning decline in the world's birth rate is happening, but in Jamaica, according to the Ministry of Health, Jamaica's birth rate is continuing its decade-long downward trend. Now, in the 1970s, women in Jamaica had an average of 4.5 children. Today, that number has dropped to just 1.5 births per woman, well below the population replacement level of 2.1. So, what does this mean? Well, it means that Jamaica is no longer having enough children to naturally replace its population. Live births have fallen dramatically from 56,000 births in the year 2000 to just 31,000 births in 2021. And the crude birth rate, that's the number of live births per 1,000 people, has dropped dramatically from 21.7 in 2000 to 11.4 in 2022. Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton has acknowledged the issue, and he's calling on women who are able to have children to consider having them earlier in life. I quote, maintaining your population doesn't necessarily mean people having more children. He said it could also mean a more open society where labor and people can move from other jurisdictions. Well, experts say the decline is tied to several factors, which includes increased access to education for women, better access to contraception, higher living costs, and changing social values. Now, the Ministry of Health is trying to reverse the trend with new strategies. Back then it was one or don't have enough kids, but now they include improving access to antenatal care, offering incentive packages for pregnant women, and upgrading hundreds of health facilities across the island. But some say these efforts won't be enough. A shrinking population means fewer young workers in the future and more pressure on Jamaica's healthcare system, pension funds, and workforce.
2023, the number of patients that was born in hospital, babies born in hospital, 6,143. And in 2024, it was 5,560. If you look at that, that's a decrease of 9.5%. That is almost 10%. And 10% is significant for, our birth rate, live births. Definitely significant. So there is a trend.
This issue doesn't just affect Jamaica, it's part of a broader demographic shift happening across the Caribbean and the world, with long-term consequences for economic growth, labor, and development. What happened to policing people's bodies? Weren't we just singing that just the other day? Well, the question remains, can Jamaica find a balance between encouraging population growth and ensuring quality of life? Well, just a couple years ago, it was all about, you don't need that much children, focus on education, focus on your goals, focus on this, the country is overpopulated. Now that women are being more educated, women along with men are being more educated. There's wider access to contraception. Now suddenly it's, no, we need to have more children. What's happening in this world? I'm trying to figure out, where do we draw the line? We'll continue to follow the story to see what's next. Until next time, I'm Whitney Mckoy reporting for the African Diaspora News Channel. Stay informed, stay connected.